Welcome to One Bucket Nation. My name is Terrell Dinkins, and you're tuning into a special edition of One Bucket Minute entitled Credit Card Detox. This is our second episode of Credit Card Detox. As you'll recall, last week, our challenge was for you to go an entire week by using cash. And the only exception to the rule was using your credit card to get gas. Well, I took the challenge too, and I'm very happy to report back to you that I had money left over. I want to share with you how I spent my money this week. So, if you recall, I went to the ATM and I started my week with $60, or I actually got $60 out of the ATM machine, but I also had $7 in my wallet. So my cash start balance was $67. And today I'm happy to report that I had $29 and a few coins left in my wallet. And the coins are going to go in my piggy bank. So let's talk about how I spent my $38.63. Well, if you recall, I did go on a trip. I went to a conference, and I'm happy to report that all of my meals were covered at this conference. So I didn't have to use my money Monday through Wednesday for food. So I spent my money afterwards and even on my way there. Let's talk about how this money was spent. $13 went to a shuttle. I paid cash to get from the airport to my hotel. And then when I returned, I spent $7.23 at Jason's Deli, one of my favorite places in Atlanta. $7.73 at Chick-fil-A. I purchased a French vanilla latte for $2.79, oatmeal and coffee for $3.99, and a mocha at the airport for $3.89. So I used cash and I had money left over. I'll have to confess to you that I did use my credit card, so don't call me a hypocrite. But I'll share with you why and how I use that credit card. Now, if I was examining myself or asking a client to look at the man or the woman in the mirror to figure out where your money is going, I would probably say that I spent a lot of my money on coffee. But it's okay because I use cash, and that's what your cash's allowance is for you to use it however you want to use it, as long as you're not putting it on your credit card and not paying it off. So just take a look at this. As you can see, these were my transactions. And as you can see, you looking at this, you probably say, hey, she likes coffee. That's how I spent this money, on coffee. Now, I'm going to confess, and I'll share with you how I use my credit card. As a matter of fact, I use two credit cards, one for business and one for personal. I used my credit card for my first Uber ride. It went well. I'm happy to report that it went well. But that's a business expense that I can write off. So that money is accounted for. I also used my credit card to purchase gas for $31.62. But my gas is also a line item in my budget. And we should have line items in our budget if we're using our credit card. So the only thing that I used the credit card on for fun was I purchased myself a piece of jewelry from Fabulina Designs. I'm giving a shameless plug for her. She makes great pieces. And I spent $31.03. But before I made the credit card transaction, I looked in my Fun Money account to make sure that I had the money to cover that transaction. If you recall in my book, one of my line items is fun money. I put money aside for items like jewelry or something special that I want to treat myself to. So the money was there. On total on credit cards, I spent $79.29. And out of the $79.29, the only money I spent on myself for personal use was $31.03. And that $31.03, I have an account to cover those expenses. So here's your challenge this week. Go back and look at how you spent your money and where you spent your money. Record them down and then kind of assess yourself. Where is the bulk of your money gone? And as I said before, in my case, I like coffee drinks, but I have the cash to do that. And that's a way of you examining how you're spending your money. That's your homework assignment this week. Record it down your transactions and figure out where you're spending your money. Thank you so much for tuning into this special episode of One Bucket Minute. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this page and share with me any topics you like to hear me discuss. Don't forget to follow One Bucket Nation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.